Okay, you're back. You've done the songs and now you're ready to get into our story portion of our Sunday school lesson for today. This story is a pretty interesting one. We land on Mark chapter 3, and at the start of Mark chapter 3 we see Jesus doing a lot of miracles, particularly doing things like casting out of demons. And a lot of people around Jesus aren't happy about this. In fact, they're growing very suspicious about this Jesus guy. Not because he isn't doing good things, but they're very suspicious on where his power comes from. And the more they grow angry, the more they think they've figured it out. Jesus isn't from God, he's from Satan, he's from the devil. That's how he can do all these powers. But Jesus has a little bit to say about that. And our story today comes from Mark chapter 3, verse 22 to 28. But let's see how this story may have unfolded in a rather more comical fashion.
Then he spoke to them in riddles and said, "How can Satan force himself out? A nation whose peoples fight against each other won't last very long, and a family that fights won't last long either. So if Satan fights against himself, that will be the end of him. How can anyone break into the house of a strong man and steal his things, unless he first ties up the strong man? Then he can take everything."
So there you go. That may have been how it happened. Probably not. Definitely not. But that's the story that Jesus tells. He is stronger than Satan. He is stronger than any of these powers. And it doesn't make sense for Satan to be casting out demons, for a kingdom divided against itself. None of that makes sense. The one thing that makes sense is that Jesus is God, and he's showing he's on a big mission to rescue people and to defeat the power of Satan. Now, parents, if you're watching this episode and you've got a lot of questions or would like some further answers on the idea of the Satan and demons and all those sorts of things, we've put a couple of links to some videos down in the description below that may be helpful for you. I'd encourage you to watch them first before you show them to your kids. You might be happy to as well, but it's more to give you some information as to what is going on and what does the Bible say about this topic. It's created by a couple of guys who call themselves the Bible Project, a very good and reliable source. And so have a look at those, and that may help and inform some of the discussions that you'll have both in this lesson and going forward. All right, well, hopefully you've got your Sunday school lesson there ready to go. I'll leave you to it, and I'll see you all next week.